All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Catherine Gomes. I'm going to be hosting this orientation. We were saying this earlier, but we really appreciate how many families are taking the time to come to this session. It just makes a huge difference in things going smoothly in the future. So really appreciative of that. Let me see if, do you see my slide? Did that pop up? Okay, perfect. All right, so this is the AIM Academy orientation session. What we're going to be doing is just going over some of the general things that will help you get off to a great start this year. Sort of my vision for everyone is always for us to facilitate the tech aspect for you so that you can get logged on and ready to go, and Monday you can just focus on learning the academics and not have distractions from the technology. So I'm going to be going over the basics of Zoom, which is what we're all on right now. Feel free to message me in the chat box if you have a PhD in Zoom now. One of the blessings of 2020 is quite a few of us are very familiar with Zoom. So that's great. That'll make things easier at AIM Academy. If you are new to Zoom, welcome. And we're using it now, and you'll be using it for your live classes. And then we're also going to do sort of a tour of Canvas, which is where we house our classes. So again, my name's Catherine Gomes. I teach SAT Math. I see a few of my students in here. I'm so excited to see you. It's going to be great. And I also work as an administrator on the staff here. Deborah Bell's with us. She's the director. And then there's also another administrator on staff named Susan Habasevich. So Catherine Gomes, Susan, and Deborah are sort of the people that you may have been hearing from as you registered. And I also wanted to mention right away that if you ever have questions that are kind of general for AIM, not course specific, we do have this email address available. We're here to help. You know, if you're having any problems, or if you want academic advising, suggestions on which courses to take, or you want to add something at the last minute, this is the easiest place to reach us. All right, so a few introductions. So I did mention that our director is here with us. So Deborah, if you want to go ahead and say a few things.
Welcome, everybody. We are very excited at AIM Academy because we've doubled our enrollment over last year. We've always had double-digit enrollment the past 10 years, and now we've had triple-digit enrollment. It seems like the pandemic contributed in some small measure to that increase, but what you folks have been telling us just thrills me, because you've said you've heard about our great reputation and you've heard about our great teachers, which is what I have been specializing in at AIM Academy. My idea more than 10 years ago was to, to attract the very best teachers I possibly could find. And almost all of them are former homeschool parents or homeschool graduates. So we understand homeschool families, and we love working with homeschool kids. We loved homeschooling our own children. So I think those are the remarks I will make this year, or at this time, just to welcome you. Other than to say that Catherine is my daughter, and I don't know why she has stopped mentioning that. So it's something her father and I are discussing. We have some theories. Back to you, Katie.
I'm distancing myself.
Yes,
it's part of, I'm adulting. I'm trying to adult. Yes, we are related. Okay, so thank you, Mom, for those comments. We also have some of our teachers with us, which is wonderful. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves and just briefly mention their classes or class that they teach. Don't go into too much detail because I know you're all passionate about your subjects and we want to keep this, you know, moving. So Mrs. Spivey, why don't you go first?
I will. And so I have 20 minutes, right, Katie?
No. Do not start talking about your book club.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Spivey, and I teach the literature courses. So I teach American literature, British literature, and Christian literature, and I cannot wait to get started.
So exciting. All right, Mrs. Graybill.
Hey there. So I also teach English. I teach 2 English Foundations classes,
Hi,
and
Christine.
I teach an American History and English class, and I also teach a Presidents and States class.
Wonderful. Okay, Mrs. Gonzalez?
Yes, I teach psychology, sociology, and the science of happiness and well-being. So if you want to feel good, if you want to learn about the society, or if you want to learn about why Katie has distanced herself from her mom and is no longer mentioning her name, I can help you understand that. Okay. Okay. I still have openings in my class and would love to have more students. So anyway, if anyone's interested, please apply. They're great classes. We have lots of fun. All right, thanks.
We have had a few people signing up for the Science of Happiness due to 2020 and all that has been happening. So, that might be one maybe for you parents. All right, Mrs. Nance is here. Hi.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Nance. Me and my husband co-teach classes. We teach a Spanish 1 class, and then we also teach a Spanish health class. Well, this year we have a rotation. We do integrated classes. So this year it's Spanish with health. We have a 4-year rotation on that. And also my husband is teaching an advanced class this year as well. And we added an ASL class, and I am the ASL teacher.
Yes, wonderful. All right, Mrs. Panyard.
Yes, I am teaching the very first acting class online, which I'm very excited about. We've talked about this for a long time, and now we are finally going to launch this thing. And it's going to remain a small class so that we can have a lot of interaction online. So this is developing a character through games and exercises. And so the students are actually going to create their own character by the end of 7 weeks. It's a mini course. And they're going to have an interview with being that character. And there are several different things going on with that. And so I am really excited about it. I do teach acting in other venues. And so I'm really excited I've had some experience now doing this online. So I'm really excited to start.
Thank you. Mrs. Eads?
Hi. I'm very excited. This is my, I think, going on my 4th year of teaching with AIM Academy online. I've taught writing classes in the past, but on the side, I've always taught art classes in our local homeschool community and have taught the whole gamut of ages. And so now this year, I'm very excited to be bringing those classes to AIM Academy. And I've got 1 class for middle schoolers called Art Explorations and 1 class for the high school realm. And they're kind of very foundational chunks of art history and art instruction all in one. But at the same time, they're geared to individually work with students and help students grow in their artistic skills at the same time. So it's a lot packed into 1 class, but I'm very excited to be here and teaching it.
So fun. All right, so I was going to have Mrs. Laura, you can go next. And if I missed any teachers, can you message me in the chat box, because we have 61 participants. So I don't want to miss anybody. Go ahead, Kristen.
I am Mrs. Laria, and I teach environmental science and physics, both regular and AP level. And this is also my 4th year teaching with AIM. And my kids are actually taking classes this year for the first time. So if anybody is in Spanish 1, you may see my kids. And otherwise, I am still taking students too. We still have some space. So if anybody's interested in filling a science requirement, I'm more than happy to get you enrolled.
Thank you. Heather, if you can just post in the chat box, we had a question about your 2 art classes. So if you can just put,
Yeah, I did.
nope, it just went to me. That's why I'm saying,
Okay.
if you just want to post in there. And I did want to say, Kristen mentioned this, but if ever there was a group of teachers who are excellent at taking last minute enrollments, it is the AIM Academy staff. They are so graced for this. They are ready to take those last minute. So if you're thinking, oh, we didn't think of Spanish and we just heard this, don't worry, we won't panic. We're prepared for this. We were ready. We knew it was going to happen. So yes, most of the courses are still taking registration. If you have a question, you can just ask the teachers. So we do have a few that have closed. All right, well, let's jump back into sort of our orientation here. So one thing I wanted to say is I'm going to give a general overview of the technology, but keep in mind that we have courses for elementary students and we have AP level courses. So your teachers will be doing a course specific orientation for their class where they will be letting you know how they're going to tailor Canvas or tailor Zoom for their class. This is just sort of a general idea of how things work so you can feel confident when classes begin. And feel free to post questions in the chat box. I can answer it live, but also I have these wonderful teachers with me and they are happy to jump on and answer your question if I'm distracted kind of going through my slides. So feel free. We love questions. So. Okay, so we'll start with Zoom. We're in Zoom right now, so good job. You're in a Zoom meeting. As I said, though, I think many of us have a little more experience with it. So Zoom is what we use for our live classes, and how you access Zoom is through a link. And what our teachers do is they create one Zoom meeting for the year, and they will post that link in their course website. So you don't need to worry about constantly tracking down, like, where was that link? Where was that password? It will be posted for you. And each week you just click on that link to go to class, just like you did today. When you go in, you want to use your actual name. So as you can see, everybody has their name displayed. It's very helpful for our teachers to see your name and not like an email address. And if you're like our household and you have different people using Zoom, just make sure it doesn't have like a sibling's name or something like that, because that can cause confusion. Also, our courses are very interactive, so this can vary a little bit from teacher to teacher depending on the content, but most teachers are going to have microphones on and cameras on. The thought behind the cameras is that it actually has been shown to increase student engagement. When you have your camera on, it's sort of accountability and you're less likely to multitask or get distracted or that type of thing. So we are moving more and more towards cameras on in our classes because of that, but your teacher will set the expectations for you. Obviously, our foreign language teachers are conducting their live classes a little bit differently than our AP literature teacher, that type of thing. And then the chat box use varies by teacher. I love the chat box. I love the questions that are coming in right now. And in SAT math, we use it a lot so that kids can answer the math questions, but some teachers will disable it or limit it depending on their goals for the live class. So each teacher looks at that hour and just really tailors and makes sure that every minute is as much focused learning as we can have. And our courses are, our live classes are optional. If you're able to attend, we strongly encourage you to come to the live class. That's the best way to learn, the easiest way to master the material. But if something comes up and you can't be there, we always record and then post the recording on Canvas, the course website, for you to watch later. All right. We're going to move on to Canvas unless anybody has any questions about Zoom, but it seems like everybody's pretty good on this so far. All right. So Zoom is where we do the live classes, and Canvas is a website where we house all of the course material. So the first distinction I want to make for everyone is there is a free version of Canvas, and that website is canvas.instructure.com. The reason I'm bringing this up is because this website is free for teachers. A lot of places use it, other online providers, co-ops. So you might have a class that you're not taking through AIM Academy that says they're using Canvas and they're using the free version. We are not using the free version. We have Canvas Enterprise. We've paid for that because it's just a much richer experience for your students. So we have our own Canvas web address, aimacademy.instructure.com. Mrs. Loria just posted it in the chat box. So whenever you're getting onto our courses, you just want to make sure you see that web address and you'll know you're in the right place. It's integrated. It has a lot of great features. It has an app. It keeps all your AIM Academy classes together in one place. All right, so how do you get on Canvas? So when you register for a course, the teacher will add you to their roster on Canvas. And when they do that, they're going to use the student email address that was provided on the registration form. So let's say you registered for my SAT math class this morning. I would go into Canvas and put your student email on my roster. When I do that, it sends an automated email to you that will look like this, AIM Academy course invitation. And this is going to the student. So parents, I'm going to get to you, but the student comes first. So you're going to open that email and you'll get it. It'll look like this, and you're going to click on Get Started. So what you're going to be doing here is just creating the account so that you can get on Canvas and be all ready to go. When you click on that button, you have two options. I have a Canvas account or create my account. You want to click on create my account because you do not have a Canvas account with AIM Academy. And so you need to create a new one if you are a new family. And then from here, you will just do your login, create your own password, set your time zone, agree to their policies and register. And once you've done those things, it will take you into Canvas and you will see your courses on your dashboard. That whole process takes like less than 5 minutes, but taking care of it before Monday just really helps with having you know where everything is and start, hit the ground running on Monday. Okay, so those are the student accounts. And now I want to talk to you about parent accounts. So parents, one of the primary way that we communicate with you are through observer accounts on Canvas. So each student has their own account, and then you will get an observer account. And from there, you will be able to see all of your AIM Academy students. So one thing to keep in mind is that your student has to sign up for their account first. So you cannot create yours if they haven't done the steps that I just showed, because there won't be anything for you to observe. So it'll just be confusing when you log on. So your student has to enroll first. Yes, so the students, parents, feel free to elbow your children and tell them to walk through that process so you can get on. All right, so what happens with an observer account? Well, it's created so that you can see everything, but you can't participate. So you'll be able to see grades, you will be able to see the assignments, but you won't be able to submit anything or participate in discussions, that type of thing. What you're going to do is you link one time using a code to your student, and then you are linked to them forever, and they cannot socially distance from you no matter what. So you're going to go through this process, and then next year, if you choose AIM Academy or if you add second semester classes, you don't have to do this process again. It's really beautiful. You just log on and look, there's French 2 and there's AP US History. It's great. So, all right. So let me show you now the steps for linking a student to a parent. And we are recording this, and I also just want to let you know that the teachers also have like a PDF that shows these screenshots. But I'll give the overview now, and then if you need to review it later, that's fine, right? So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to have your student log in, because remember, they already created their account. So they will log in, and when they're on AIM Academy, they are going to click on Settings. And in Settings, there's a button that says Pair with Observer. When you click on the Pair with Observer button, it gives you a code. So this is a unique code that's automatically generated. You can use it one time, and it does expire after 7 days. So, I mean, really, you want to sit down together and do this and bang it out. You don't want to like drag it out. So you need to copy down that code, And then you're going to have your child log out if you're using the same computer. All right, so once they log out, now the aimacademy.instructure.com website is going to have the sign-in screen because your child logged out. And right in the top there, you'll see a button that says Parent of Canvas User. Click here for an account, and that's who you are. You're a parent of a Canvas user. So you will click there and enter your information, and there will be a spot to enter the pairing code. So what's really great about this process is you're going to link to your student right when you create your account. It's all like a one-step process. So there's the pairing code, start participating. And now if you look at this, this is the parent's account. So you can see this parent has a student in Mrs. Habisevich's Algebra 2 class, and see where it says right there, observing sample student. So that's how it will show. Just a second. Okay. Another tip is if you do put a picture or something for your account profile picture, it's really obvious then, oh, I'm on under my parent account. Oh, we're logged on under the student account, so that you don't get confused. Okay, I do have some questions coming in. I'm just gonna make a note.
I'll handle those for you, Kate. Is that, if people can send it either to me or directly to the chat, we can handle that.
Okay, Leanne, I'm gonna forward yours. Ooh, Michelle, perfect. Thank you. I just wanted to mention one other thing, and then I'm actually going to Michelle's question about if you have more than one student. So I just wanted to say that a common mistake that can happen, because it's easy to do, is you can forget that you're logged on as the observer or the student if you're sharing a computer. And then what will happen is your child will say, oh, I don't have the button to submit assignments, or I don't know why this isn't appearing. So just keep that in mind, that if you're not seeing the submit assignment button, you're probably logged on under the observer account, and you just need to log off and get your student to log on. Okay, so what if you have more than one student? Woohoo, yay. It's really easy. Once you pair the first student, you will now, under your parent account, have a button that says observing. Okay, so loading that first student kind of forces this button to appear, the observing button. And when you click there, it's a screen that looks like this with a space for you to have additional pairing codes. So it would be the same process. I'll just use my two kids as an example. Joseph is my oldest, so if I used his pairing code when I created my account, then I would just have to have my daughter Amelia go on. She does settings and gets a pairing code, and then I go back in and I put in her pairing code. And then all your students will list right here. You can have as many as you want. There's no limit in terms of Canvas. All right. I'm going to show you how to set notifications, and then if anyone has any questions, general questions about this process, feel free to put them in the chat box, because I'll address them after I show this step. So the last thing I wanted to show in terms of your account is how to set your notifications. Canvas is the primary way we communicate. Actually, it's the only way we communicate. Once the school year starts, all teacher communication goes through Canvas. So it's really important that you set your notifications so that you will get the information that you need about grades and that type of thing. So on your account, if you go under notifications, it will pull up a whole list of notification preferences. So this is available for students and also as the parent observer. And it will give you all these different categories, and you can select if you want to know right away, a daily summary. For anything that involves teacher communication, I would suggest that you do notify me right away or send a daily summary. And then all it does is just sends it forwards it to your email. All right, any questions about what we covered with Canvas?
He doesn't understand the concept of a hug.
You guys, I said lower it.
I'm going to keep moving, but feel free, because remember, I also have the teachers in the meeting with me who'd be happy to answer. So with Canvas Enterprise, we have an app. Well, Canvas created an app, and you can use it with our AIM Academy classes. So there's an app for teachers, there's an app for students, and then there's an app for parents. I would really recommend the app for parents. The app for students is good as well, but we've heard from many parents that using the app was perfect in terms of what they wanted to be able to do, just quickly check up on things, and then you're not sharing devices, so it can be really helpful. The main question we get about the app is, what is the name of our school? So we are Deborah Bell's AIM Academy, and an even easier way to look it up is that you can do our web address, aimacademy.instructure.com. Takes a few minutes to set up on your phone, and then you can see everything, and you can set your notifications on there as well. It's really convenient. Lila, the short answer is yes, but you would need to contact probably that admin email I put on the first slide, depending on what you're trying to do. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Let me jump in here, Kate. We can change login information, but it has to be changed by an admin, not the teacher, not a parent. And we can create even usernames for students who don't have student emails.
Yes. All right. So the last thing that I would like to do is I'm going to give you a tour of Canvas using one of my courses, and just give you an overview of some of the things that I think are most helpful. And then remember that your teachers will also be showing you course-specific information to help you as well. So let me just show you, when you log into Canvas, you have a dashboard and you will see your different classes. I teach quite a bit of SAT prep, so that's what you're seeing here. And if you're logged in as an observer, you'll see all your students' classes. All right, let me just pull up a student view here so that it will look the right way. Okay, so this is SAT Math, and I have my modules right on the home page here because I just teach a short 7-week mini course, and so I just send the kids right to like the content of the course. But many courses have a home page with information, general information about the course. Now we have all of our teachers organize the material in their class under modules. So they group it, they'll organize it either by chapter. I've done my course by week, but it's going to be structured around modules. So modules is the main like heart of Canvas where everything is housed. So even like in my class, I do have quizzes and I have other assignments, but it all gets linked under modules, which makes it really easy to find what you need to find. So you can see here, like everything they need for week 1 is all grouped together. And even teachers aren't going to follow that exactly, but it will be a similar structure so that you're not always like looking around Canvas trying to find assignments and that type of thing. All right, other things to keep in mind is over here, the inbox. This is where you send and receive messages on Canvas. So once your course starts, your teacher, once they've seen that you've logged on Canvas, they will be sending you all their communication through the Canvas inbox. Okay, and there's also a calendar if you want to see upcoming assignments, but really modules is like the heart of Canvas to keep in mind. Grades is where you'll be able to see your grades, and parents, that's where you'll be able to see grades as well. So that's where that information will be. And I want to show you how we handle turning in assignments. So let me show you a sample assignment. When you have an assignment, it'll be posted in here. And if there's a submission, something that you have to turn in, you would just click on Submit Assignment. And then this will bring up a window. And in this case, for this SAT practice test, this sample student, I'm going to show you how they would submit a file. So this is kind of like a basic tip, but it does make a big difference. It helps if you have your files on your computer organized, you know, different files for each student and then different files for each course, and then labeling them within that file, because since everything is happening online, if you've never taken a course online before, it can get confusing pretty quickly, and you don't want to be digging for files. So you would just select the assignment that you're trying to submit, and it adds it here. And if you want to put any comments, you can. And then you would just click Submit. And it uploads it for the teacher. Oh, and this is our new feature that I'm very excited about. It sprays confetti when you turn things in on time. Woohoo! So that's the basic idea of uploading assignments. All right, really everything else beyond that, I'm going to have teachers go over specifically. So I can stick around if there's any questions, but that's the general overview that we wanted to give during this orientation session. So thank you for joining us.